What's up, fellow travelers? Welcome back to the channel. If you're a Project 2020 viewer, thank you so much for supporting the vlog. We promise there's tons more Project 2020 content still to come. If you remember our first Project 2020 video where we flew from Toronto to Hanoi through Taipei in premium economy, we mentioned that we like to watch flight reviews back home before we left on this trip. So we wanted to give it a try. It was one of our bucket list things and we figured, why not? We're going on a random domestic flight in Vietnam. Let's give it a go.
So we've been staying in Hoi An for the last 4 days. Now, Hoi An does not actually have their own airport. The airport is located in Danang. Getting from Hoi An to Danang Airport, we chose to take a private car this time. It cost us approximately 250 Vietnamese dong, which is pretty standard price from Hoi An. You can take a shuttle as well too, but for two people it works out to the same cost as an individual shuttle ticket.
Now, arriving at the airport here in Danang, there are actually two terminals, one exclusively for international flights and one exclusively for domestic flights. We're taking a domestic flight today, so obviously we came to the domestic terminal and went straight to the bamboo counter for check-in. We are budget travelers and backpackers, which means quite literally that we have two backpacks. So Bamboo Airways is a budget airline, which basically means you pay for the ticket and the ticket only, and everything else is an additional cost. So what we do to mitigate that cost and save a few bucks is we bought an airplane tote. And what that allows us to do is this is essentially a burlap sack where we can fit both of our bags in, and then we only have to pay for one bag. Brilliant, isn't it? Although fitting two bags in this burlap sack is not always the easiest. Struggle's real. Oh, so close. So close I can taste it. Ha.
You go to
Dalat.
Dalat, yeah.
Today the flight is full, so I think someone will sit between you. Please go to gate number 6 before 11:25. The same seat.
Check-in was very smooth and easy, and getting through security was completely seamless. The domestic terminal here was recently renovated in 2011, so it is quite nice, and the international terminal was renovated in 2017, so we're assuming it's equally as nice or even nicer. Now, the domestic terminal here is rather small. It has 11 gates, and today we're using gate number 6 to board our Bamboo Airways flight to Dalat. There are lots of different shops here and countless places to get your Vietnamese coffee. One thing that made us a little sad is that there is a lounge in this airport, but it's in the international terminal, so no priority pass lounge for us today. We did find a Highland Coffee to grab some classic Vietnamese coffee and do some plane watching. Now that we're both finally fully caffeinated, what better time is there to sit back, relax, and watch fellow aviation lover Scott from Sandspotter's YouTube channel truly take flight. With Kirsten enjoying some retail therapy at a shop in the terminal, I managed to escape just in time for today's ride to arrive, an 18-month-old Airbus A321NEO. This was our first time flying the aircraft type, and to say we were a bit excited would be an understatement. The crew impressively turned the aircraft around in about 20 minutes, meaning it was time to board, and what a beautiful aircraft this one is.
The cabin of the aircraft was surprisingly spacious for a narrow body run by a discount airliner, and was configured in a 3-3 layout, as all other A320 family aircraft are. The legroom on board was surprising. I'm 5'8" for reference, and I had tons of room. The rest of the offering is quite bare bones. The seat back comes with mesh lining to hold various items, although not much.
as well as a safety briefing card, a magazine advertising Bamboo's first international flight to Prague, and a throw-out bag in case things get a little rough. The overhead compartment was equipped with a flight attendant call button, which Richard proceeded to smash, a light, and an air vent which blew cool air quite forcefully. After a quick safety demonstration, we were ready for liftoff.
Attention please, all guard personnel, please leave the car as we are about to close the door for departure. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. In compliance with Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam Directive, electronic devices had recorded the new batteries, such as Vietnamese smartphone laptop, which were manufactured and sold from September 2015 to February 2017, are restricted in operation. If you carry the devices as mentioned above, please have it turned off. Do not charge the battery during the whole flight time. Thank you for the cooperation.
During the flight, the crew came around and passed out bottles of water, which honestly was more than we expected on such a short 1-hour flight. We also sampled some of the local cookies that Kirsten bought in the terminal, which turned out to be a little less than appetizing, and I don't often discriminate about cookies. The approach into the Dalat airport was marked with some pretty strong turbulence, which I guess shouldn't be a big surprise in a mountain town. I normally have a pretty good stomach, but even I was considering pulling out the barf bag. With that being said, the pilots did a great job touching down smoothly in Dalat and calming the nerves in the cabin. Nice work, Bamboo Airways.
Captain Noren, cabin manager Thomas, and all will forward to meet you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Well, final thoughts of Bamboo Airways. Certainly a very beautiful aircraft. The A321NEO is awesome. The seats were very comfortable. Although a little bit hard, I can imagine on a 3, 4, 5 hour flight that could get a little uncomfortable. The flight attendants were very attentive, absolutely no complaints.
And they handed out water, which is better than what we can say for most North American airlines. The cabin was bright and spacious, and even the business class seats looked really comfortable.
For a discount airline to be serving really anything is surprising to us, considering we've been on EasyJet and Ryanair, and nothing is free with those airlines.
No, never.
If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, although if you're looking for more flight reviews, they'll be a little bit sporadic from us, so we can't really promise anything that way.
Well, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.